Here is my Coast to Coast Air box fan that I worked on a couple days ago. Hope you guys have seen that. Replaced the cable again with a different one. This time this one is permanent. What I want to try doing today is I want to try drilling out the rivets that are holding the bushings in, and I want to replace them with a screw and a nut. I already did that with the front half of the motor, so let's get started. So I have the 8mm nut driver, like usual. Set these down for a moment. So here is the front half that I was talking about earlier. See, little screws right there. I'm going to do that with the back half. This will slightly teach you guys how to replace fan bushings. This is not the first time I've done this. So go ahead with the back half. Drop that one. So I gotta get one of the other wrenches, so back in a moment. So I got one of these torque wrenches. I think that's what they're called. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I am going to be disassembling this full thing so that I could access the back half of the motor, because it'll be difficult to work with if I don't fully remove it. Let's see how much this wants to fall out once I take these 4 nuts out. Yep, I was going to do that. Try not to hit the tripod. Hit the hammer drill. So here's the motor. And like I said, I'm going to go into drill out these 4 rivets and replace them with the screw and a bolt. So thinking of just keeping the whole fan together. And we'll try that. If it doesn't work out, I'll fully disassemble it. But Set this down aside. We'll smell that away. I'm just removing this nail, doesn't really need to be shown on camera. So I did that in the clean and service video. And there we go. Should be a whole lot easier to work with. I'm thinking about using the regular drill instead of the drill press. Hold on. Yeah, it'll work with the drill. What I need to get is a piece of wood. There's some pieces over here. Set this under the motor and the motor halves. Like that. Now I'm going to get the drill and just that up right there. Get one of the, I think this is another 532 sized screw. So there it is. One of the drill bits fell out, that ain't good. Oh, look at that. The light. Try not to screw things up here, because if I drill into the winding, it's over. And there we go. Hitting the tripod. So here is the whole bearing assembly. I'll drill this last bit out. Clean that up real quick. There we go. So set that down real quick. Now, in the future, for my other box fan, I did the same thing with it. So I plan to get ball bearings for that one, because the bushings on that one are pretty worn out. So here's the oil felt, and this thing is really dry. So I guess that me oiling it wasn't enough. Probably needs a lot of oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean these real quick. So back in a moment. Alright, so I'm back with the cleaning. This has like a little bit of rust, but here's the bushing. It's kind of like has a tiny bit of scoring, but not bad. And this is where the thrust washers sit. Not too worn out. The other ones are much worse. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pack this full of oil because this thing is completely dry. So just let that drip down. There you go. So gotta put a whole crap ton of paper towel so that oil doesn't leak out and go all over the place, because it's not fun dealing with spilled oil. No wonder why when I run this for like a couple of minutes the oil turns black, because it's completely dry and there's no fill resupplying the oil. So I removed the spout part of this right now. So I'm just gonna this is really dry. Look at that. Look at how fast that soaks up the oil. That is ridiculous. Not outrageous because this thing probably has a low amount of hours, so the bearings aren't very worn out, but this side is saturated with oil now. That's a good thing. Yeah, I need to get a new can. This is basically empty. And there we go, it's soaking through. So we'll wait a couple of minutes, let it soak in, maybe put a little bit more oil in there. So see you then. Alright, so it's been a couple of minutes, and see how soaked up that is? That's really dry. So we're gonna start reassembling. So the bearing goes like this. You get the little spring, place it like this in the bearing so that it's constantly under compression when it's assembled. Oh no, you put the wick around it first. Put the spring back on, and it goes like that. I need to drill bigger holes in this. Yeah, I need to do that real quick, so. Yeah, I need to be kind of just bevel it out, twist it while I'm drilling through it. Don't get any edges out. screws now. They fit. So. I'll try not to strip out some screws this time. It's a good idea to drill out these things a little more. I will snap these down because these screws are a little big. Not big, they're a little long for the motor. I'm not going to do a time lapse because this will be a fairly short project. Plus, I haven't seen anyone on YouTube do this. Where's that last screw? There. Windings need revarnishing, like I said earlier, but I don't have varnish for that, so we'll wait a little bit. Maybe get this a little bigger too. There we go, that should work. And there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a nut, each one of them, tighten it down. So I could do 2 of them, and then I could do the rest while holding it. There we go. The bearing is already saturated with oil, so reason why I'm doing this, like the main reason, is so that if this bearing ever gets worn enough, I could easily replace it. Or I could put a ball bearing in there. get the bolt cutters. I hate these automatic lights. That's why I have a lamp. I'll pick them up later. Sorry guys, let's see this last one, but it's a weird angle. And there we go. Just in case, I'm going to drop a few drops of oil into the bearing itself. Because why not? Preventative maintenance. Don't want that to touch the windings. Yes, I did replace the rotor. I swapped it with the other box fan. Ah, dang it. It's magnetic bolt. It's like sticking over these threaded rivets to it. Not quite aligned yet. First, I'm going to crank these hand tight. Got to clean out this cabinet because there's a bunch of metal shards in there from drilling out these bearings. Don't know if I'm getting this on camera or not. Yeah, see, the back of the motor has screws in them instead of rivets. Don't like it that they used rivets, but oh well, I can't do anything about it. See that? You can see a little bit of lubrication in the back, which means that the bearing's happy. So we'll go ahead and plug her up here. That should do it. Yeah, this motor isn't too far gone. I really like this fan, so I plan to keep it as like a bedroom fan. I don't know how long these bearings will last. So gotta hold the motor. Just start it up. Not a good sound. It'll fix itself soon. So go ahead and reassemble this. I like the wiring in this one better than my Eskimo box fan. The Eskimo one has a bunch of wire nuts here. This is just one straight wire. Oh, let me put that nail in backwards. But I like how it's just one wire. It makes it easier to work with. I can just disconnect it from the switch if I wanted to mess with the wiring. So the nail's back in. This box fan is in really good shape since I cleaned it. Didn't look so much when I found it at the antique mall, but since I cleaned it, it's in pretty good shape. Cosmetic shape too. Just a little bit of rust at the bottom. It's in good it's an okay mechanical shape. Sadly, the last person who used this didn't oil it. So that's why the original shaft on this was replaced with the Eskimo one. That one's in worse condition. It's in worse mechanical condition at least. There we go. That sound, that little clicky sound you hear, or I can hear, should fix itself soon. But that is the bearing. Still don't feel any play in it. This video is a response to my grandfather who commented on one of my videos telling me to replace the bushing. That should fix itself soon because there's a lot of oil in the front bearing. So that's what that loud wah 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 is. See if I that wah wah wah. That's the bearing. So let it run for a little while. Help that oil soak in. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Update. The sound already fixed itself after like a minute of running. More running will help saturate the bearing with oil, but that wah 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 sound is gone. So that's what this other box fan has a problem of. This one right here. This is now my garage fan, but if I run it for a while and then stop running it, it'll have that same sound. So that's the sign of that the bearing is in terrible shape, because this thing is probably medium to high hours. But it was in great cosmetic condition when I first got it. So now it's the end. See ya.